Hello! Today I'm going to tell you the story of baseball. This is the story of a sport that started in a children's book and turned into a billion-dollar industry that continued to be played even during wars and that has brought people together for centuries. Maybe you've never heard of it. Maybe you've only seen it in movies. Maybe you're thinking, why would anyone watch a sport that takes so long? Don't worry, by the end of this video, we'll understand what baseball is. Play ball. First, let's say this. Baseball was not invented in America. Yes, you heard that right. This game, known as America's national sport, was actually invented in England. In 1744, an English children's book mentions a game called baseball. Think about it. There was no internet, no television, no professional sports leagues back then. Kids just picked up a stick and hit a ball. Baseball born from such a simple beginning. The book, a little pretty pocketbook, published by John Newbery in London, became so popular that it was later printed lots of times in New York and then in Massachusetts. So the game was born in England, but it grew up in America. So the real question should be, where did baseball come from? Did it appear out of nowhere? No. Baseball has an ancestor. The ancestor of baseball is a game called rounders. This game, played by children in England, was surprisingly similar to modern baseball. A diamond-shaped field, 4 bases at the corners, a batter, a pitcher, and field players. The batter hits the ball, runs the bases, turns back to home base, and scores. But there's one difference, and it's quite amusing. In rounders, to get a player out, you had to throw the ball at them and hit them with it. So you're basically playing baseball while throwing balls at each other. Maybe that's how dodgeball was invented. Who knows? A bit dangerous, a bit fun, and a bit chaotic. This game arrived in America in 1834, where it took on names like town ball, baseball, one old cat, or goalball. The name changed, the rules changed, but the essence remained the same. A stick, a ball, 4 bases, and the excitement of a home run. Let's add a historical note. In 1778, during the American Civil War, soldiers played this game in camps during their free time. In fact, in 1787, Princeton University had to officially ban students from playing it. That's how popular it was. Authorities basically had to say, hold on a second. Classic. Every sport has a legend. Baseball's legend is Alexander Joy Cartwright. In 1845, this man from New York founded a club called the Knickerbocker Baseball Club and, for the first time, wrote down and standardized the rules of the game. But he didn't just write rules. He changed the spirit of the game. His biggest innovation was this. Previously, to get a runner out, you had to hit them with the ball. Cartwright removed this. Now, simply touching the player with the ball, a tag, was enough. This simple change changed everything. A harder ball began to be used, the game sped up, it became safer for players, and it moved to a larger field. Cartwright wasn't just a club founder, he was the architect of modern baseball. He took rounders, dusted it off, and created something entirely new. Diamond-shaped field 90 feet, about 27 meters between bases, 9 players, 3 strikes for an out. Getting an out by throwing to first base instead of hitting the player. It didn't take long for these rules to be adopted. Other clubs in New York accepted the system, and baseball began to grow rapidly. Okay, we've talked about the history so far, but let's pause. How is this game actually played? For those who have never watched or played it, let's explain it from scratch. Look at the field. In the center, there's a diamond-shaped area. At the 4 corners of this diamond are the bases. First base, second base, third base, and most importantly, home base, also called home plate. The goal is simple. Hit the ball thrown by the pitcher, run, step on each base in order, return to home base, and step on home plate. Every successful return to home base earns 1 point, as long as the opposing team doesn't get you out. There are 2 teams, each with 9 players. Teams take turns batting and fielding. Each section is called an inning, and the game consists of 9 innings. The number of substitute players ranges from 13 to 16 depending on the league and rules. On the fielding team, there is a pitcher. This player throws the ball to the batter. The batter tries to hit it. If they miss 3 times and get 3 strikes, they are out. If they hit the ball, they start running. But watch out, the fielding team will try to stop them. The fielding team can get a player out in 3 ways. If the batter gets 3 strikes, if the hit ball is caught in the air, or if a runner is tagged with the ball before reaching the next base. After 3 outs, the teams switch roles. At the end of the game, the team with more points wins. Sounds simple, right? But when you go deeper, you realize it's a game of strategy. Every pitch is calculated. Every run is a risk. Each situation requires a different strategy. That's why people have loved it for centuries. Baseball didn't stay amateur for long. People loved the game so much that they were willing to pay to watch it. And where money enters, things get serious. In 1862, a man in Brooklyn built a baseball field surrounded by stands and started charging for tickets. That was the moment baseball began turning from entertainment into an industry. In 1869, the first fully professional team in history was formed, the Cincinnati Red Stockings. That team went on a tour across the country from New York to San Francisco, won 56 games, and had only 1 tie. The entire country heard about them. In 1871, the first professional league was established, but it didn't last long. In 1876, a stronger structure was formed, the National League, and it still exists today. So 1876 is considered the true birth year of modern professional baseball. In 1901, the second major pillar of what we now know as Major League Baseball, the American League, was established. The stage was now fully set. 2 major leagues, big cities, big teams, and millions of fans. Today, baseball is not only played in America, it is known and played in many parts of the world. It is strongest in the Americas and East Asia. In Japan, baseball is almost like a religion. It also has a massive following in South Korea and Taiwan, as well as in Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. In general, Major League Baseball is the best baseball league in the world. There are 30 teams, hundreds of games are played throughout the season, and the best teams from the American League and the National League face off in the World Series. The first team to win 4 out of 7 games becomes the champion. This final series is celebrated in America almost like a national holiday. Japan also has a similar league structure. Games are played in huge stadiums, and the stands are always full. Japan was introduced to baseball in 1872 during the Meiji period, when an American named Horace Wilson taught the sport to students at Tokyo University. The one-on-one duel between pitcher and batter appealed to Japan's interest in martial arts, and the game quickly became popular. Japan loves baseball so much that it has the second highest average attendance in the world. On the international stage, there is the World Baseball Classic, a tournament where national teams from around the world compete, bringing fans together in a shared excitement. Baseball was also part of the Olympics from 1992 to 2008. It returned in the 2200 Tokyo Olympics and attracted great interest. So why is this sport so loved? Because baseball is not just physical, it's a story. Every game tells something. Every hit creates tension. In a game that can last for hours, a single moment can change everything. And for that moment, millions of people rush to stadiums, sit in front of their screens, and hold their breath. And that was the story of baseball. Starting from a small poem in an English children's book in 1744, it became a massive sport played all around the world today. It was played in wars, in deserts, in rain, mud, and grass. It was banned at times, played even when the stands were empty, because people embrace this game not just as a sport, but as a passion. Have you ever watched baseball? Or would you like to try it one day? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.